All right, thank you for having me today, okay, for our week 13 kind of consultation and also practical class. Okay, thankfully we have the flexible kind of time and hours there for us to arrange back our normal kind of timetables directly in order to for us to have the time, the sessions together there, right? So please open up your webcam there, okay? Please open up your webcam there. So I'm sharing the screen right now. Okay, let me take a look, okay? So one of our friends, Jackie Jason, actually have submit some of her progress kind of work there, right? For me, it's very good. It's a very good kind of progress for the starters there, okay? Okay, for first semesters kind of students who actually working with Photoshop and develop also the styles of illustrations, okay, using this Photoshop, drawing tablets, designing characters there, okay, and creating a children's books illustration from here, okay. So it's a very good start there for you guys there, right? But
Thank you, sir.
on practice and develop this kind of understanding from here. Okay, this is a good kind of progress there, right? May I ask you guys, okay, if I not open up your friends kind of books, you won't be able to go through with it, right? So this is one of the storyline from Inchi there, right? Inchi is from our class also, is it? I'm just look. No. So hopefully can turn out fine. Because normally the guys, okay, when we work in traditional kind of methods of working with this kind of illustrations there, okay, for first semesters, we also can see a various type of medium that people have used there, okay, like what you call it, color pastel combined together with charcoals, soft pastels that get to work with the routine there, right? But this semesters it will be a little bit different, but this is the first kind of what we call that exposures that we actually can give you guys a little bit kind of understanding what basically you guys can actually develop from here, okay? So multimedia design basically is beyond what you actually been working on right now, but is one of the fundamental kind of learning experience, okay? Learning experience there. Kak Huang, there, right? You actually love manga, anime, is that right? But why you don't actually apply them in your final
Yes, sir.
evaluations? Yeah. And the other thing is, right, okay, remember about the bleed. When you actually want to arrange, all right, this kind of typeface here, there, okay. Remember what I said. Okay, when I actually design those kind of characters that base from I think from your reference there, okay, from your stories there. Mm, what I did actually right before, you see that? How I arrange them? I'm using the same size as you are, but how we actually arrange them. There has to be some space that we are not going to be touch basically our text there, right? Don't put it too near the bleed there, right? Okay? The borderline there. Arrange them nicely and change the size. They change the size at the same time. Right, let's just say you were using the okay, like okay, your titles is what? Young strawberries, is it? Hmm. Same goes like media, right? So you have to emphasize, okay, for example, this one. Young. All right. Mr. Young and Mr. Older. Okay, let's just say you're using straw in typographies. All right, the art of typography is directly. You have to balance out with the sizes. It doesn't have to be, if the typeface is too long directly. Strawberries basically is the formal kind of names. Right. Well, this is a good illustration there, guys. You see it? This is one of the good illustrations there. Where is it that is now? If you take a look at the millions kind of reference, right? I always fascinated with this kind of reference. Okay. If you take a look at what you have been working on before already, right? The design there, right? The design. Can you see the different kind of looks there of people designing their characters there, right? So from here directly, everyone, not only Kawang, right? Learn from what you see. The story shortcut is one of them, right? But basically, without open up Pinterest, because Pinterest sometimes is quite general there for me, right? I love the ideas of Pinterest there, but sometimes for me it's very overly too much. It's not direct already information that I want to see. So if you go into Google's there, for me it's still the best because they give me a direct kind of reference that I want to see, study, and to look at, and maybe to develop my kind of understanding to design my own characters. Okay. Can you see that? I want to see your face. Open up the webcam. All right, Kahwang there. Face your face there, Kahwang there. Don't hide from that cutie little blue cat there. I also have been followed that blue cat right. What are the name of the blue cat? They made a quite kind of number of, I think, advertisement on that cat there, right? What are the name of the cat of those cat there? Because I've been following them, okay, but I forget the name.
Bucket is bucket.
Huh?
Bucket.
Bucket, right? Oh, okay,
Yeah.
yeah, bucket, right? I really want to work on that kind of level of characters that if you want to know what I want right, for creating some of the content. Have a very simple kind of ideas of design those characters, more appealing to the audience. At the same time, we can make a lot of profit out of it if in the right kind of directions there. Have you heard about Poco Tea, right? Have you heard about Poco Tea? No, it's a Malaysian kind of character design, Okay, Kakawang, right? If you take a look at your presentation, I'm not saying that you should change, but if I were you, right, because if you take a look at the compositions there, I know you have done a quite tremendous kind of what we call that uh, kind of idea samples there, okay, samples there. Okay? But I do believe that you can do better than this. In terms of presentation, that can work, all right? Presentations, right? To refine back again your compositions, to refine back again your understanding how to develop the character. Because if you see these characters, right? These three characters is a one family there, right? This one is a dad, but it looked like it's not a mustache. It looked more like a mouth there. Okay, and it's a flat surface there, right? Okay, flat surface there. Every character there, right? And if I can actually share, I think I shared your Instagram right yesterday. Is you right? Is you basically? Mm. Okay, from here, I want everyone actually to learn. Okay, learn from my choices of of someone works that I saw a lot of potentials, a good potentials there. I think, even though I don't know how many times or how many hours, right? Your friend had tried to design this one, okay? But I can see there's a lot of potentials here that you can bring over to this kind of works. Even though you're going to portray a children's books or picture book illustrations for these subjects directly, it doesn't have to follow, uh, as I told you guys, you don't have to follow exactly what I've told. Especially when it comes to develop your own characters. You have your own ideas that you can actually develop from there. But if you insist you can still want to work with this kind of design, proportions of the buildings, the way that you portray your characters, right? The style that you use, Kahuang directly, has to improve directly. There's still time for you to improve. See, I would say the whole compositions I think can be adjusted again. Because why? They looks like you stretch your drawings there. You look like you stretch it out. Okay. So in order to develop a very good kind of compositions, what you guys need to do, you can follow from any reference that you want as the guide. Right now, I can see the whole thing look like a flat. You know, right? We cut the paper and paste, but this time, what basically you do, you just draw that. There is no three-dimensional. There is no three-dimensional of look and feel from these compositions there. You understand what I mean there? Because I know that you can do more than this. You can do better than this. And my techniques that I actually show you guys before, you don't apply. You just, I would say that you just simply draw which based on what you feel comfortable, but you don't actually try to improve. All right. If you take a look, compare already, even though there is a few kind of flawless like him, and also there's always a room for people to change. But if you take a look at these presentations here, at least she tried to do the best that she can based from what I actually have demonstrate or guide or teach or share. Okay? Because it's such a waste, or I think, because if I actually notice your skills or your efforts there, even though I'm not going to go through everyone directly, remember guys, they always have a potential for you guys to change there. So when you take a look at this one already, for example here, in order to develop the right kind of compositions, in every of your works. First of all, you should apply some space. When you sketch it out, and you want to draw that kind of compositions there. Okay, the quality of line, right? The quality of line that you produce. I think most of the line that you produce is almost the same. There is no depth already. This is basically, if I want to sketch it out, my ideas. This in your work. You see? Okay, the composition you have to remember. Okay, there is high horizontal, high horizons, and sometimes low horizons there. Composition high and low horizons there. I'm using high horizons here. Later on, when you learn photography, you will learn more detail from them, and you're going to combine all these learning experience and understandings and the sizes between these two different kind of element has to be played with also sizes there to show the distance, to show the perspective that even though we're not actually focused on the complex perspective directly, because I don't think that we have enough kind of what we call that time to work on that, because for me the key point right now is the way that you draw, the way that you construct basically your understanding when you start to design your own kind of elements here. You can add a bit more from there. Sketch it out, I think. If you take a look how actually I portray these sketches, the rough sketches there, right? They has the depths and feel, the distance there. Maybe there is a terrain over there. There's a. Have you go to the rivers before there, right? I'm a city boy, you know. But I learned all this kind of experience, right? Draw and all these kind of things by looking and observe there, right? Well, this is the bridge there, sketch, the depths there. If you have to show the locations of your characters, where basically the characters live, we have high horizons and we have low horizons there. To show the space, to show the depths, to show the placements, right? The sceneries from the compositions of your landscapes. Okay, and the other thing that you have to overcome, basically, even though I'm using low horizons like this, for example, directly, without fully working with the high horizon kind of compositions, they still look presentable, right? There's a space there that I felt from. By looking at this one, there is no space. If I want to put some text there, for example, even though we don't need to put that, where is it? Where did I want to put the text there? The lines doesn't have any depth of field there, even though you can actually apply them. If you watch again, okay, the compositions here, where do you get the idea from? Like I said before, don't just simply draw without having enough reference there. Even though we not actually draw from realistic drawing or any kind of reference from any particular kind of pictures, okay, take a look at how actually people compose the work. House near by the river. Simple thing. You need to understand that. See how they actually portray those compositions there. This is illustrations there. You didn't have to draw the whole big houses of villages. This is called the low horizons. Most people use low horizon to show the landscapes. Okay. Landscapes in high horizons. This is a high horizons kind of landscapes. See the difference? High horizons of the landscape there. In photographies at the same time. This is low horizons there. This is high horizon in photography. I know a lot of students, right, love photographies nowadays. To photograph a landscapes, you need to understand this kind of thing. Okay? Do more research. Don't just hantam there. Right? One of my friends always say that. Don't just hantam everything there. Because I believe that this one is a part of the sketches there. There's no that why actually you have to portray these buildings off from the grid directly. There has to be a reason for that. If I want to design this kind of what we call it compositions back again, this is what I should do. We'll do that. First of all, the over the shoulders kind of shapes. Okay, this is the snakes, for example. There. I'm going to use a bit kind of low horizons here. These are going to be the strawberry there, right? It's not the lidah there, right? Let's just say the strawberry want to fight the snakes. So the building, why you have to draw the buildings too wide there? Because if you have to show some distance, this is the houses, right? And some trees. Maybe there is a, what do you call that, walking kind of lane there. Maybe there is a tree over here. So you not actually fully develop those elements for these characters there, right? For me, one simple kind of answer is that your presentations is not presentable. It doesn't show presentable there. If you take a look at what I've done right now for these illustrations that I actually show you guys, I think from your class, right, my demonstrations here, the presentations there. This tree is look small because of the distance, not because I simply draw them. All right, without the reasons to show the distance there, right? Shortening there, right? Okay, that you show basically the distance there, directions there. These are going to be a foreground. These are going to be the middle ground. There's a background there, right? Some space to give some space for text maybe later on, even though we don't actually apply them, and also some clouds there. You must be able to create this kind of senses. You got it? See these compositions? Compared to this, it will show more focal point there. Okay, this one, everything actually in front there, right? Right, the characters of the snake also, I don't think that you actually develop well. You just simply draw them, right? If I want to check you back again what you actually have been done before from your character development, I would say you don't actually spend enough time to draw or to develop your characters. And these characters from this side, and also let's see the snake there, right? It look big a bit, look like a giant snake there, right there. But suddenly when you actually draw the characters from here directly to here directly, why there is a two same kind of composition there? Why? The character just stands still over there for what, right? Just look at me, look at the edits there. Remember, right? Okay, put some expression here. Different kind of actions there, right? You can see basically the characters have been, even though this design, this kind of composition look like a diorama directly, but it have the feeling, have the connections of emotions. This one, I would say look like a Smurf kind of characters that combine with strawberry first, but no soul, no soul there, right? Not SOLB, SOUL there. Okay, come on. Okay, remember guys, this one basically, I don't know, right? Okay, I'm not seeing the finished one. If you actually write, someone actually write the guide, or the person actually draw this one, will follow basically your sketches. I might say they will be boring there, right? But there is a few action that we can actually appreciate from here. There's a few action that we can actually appreciate them, I think, from here. Alright, Gahwang, you understand what I mean there, right? Improve on these compositions. Don't be shy there, right? If you fall, we shall discuss. This is the time that you have to realize what are your mistakes there, which is we need to improve. I would say it's not based from what I expected. And I believe that you won't be able to dare to put these drawings later on in your Instagram, right? That's basically, for me, is a waste of time. Because why? You put it, your illustrations, as a part of your final works more than a month, that is not actually eligible enough to be a part of your Instagram. Okay? For me, it's such a waste. You not actually try to take advantage on the assignments to show your potentials. By right, you don't earn anything here, only like the right. You gain any money from here or profit from here. Oh, well, I'm asking you right now, as a man, right? Professionally, we talk about that. Okay? Everyone can learn from here. Remember, guys, okay? I don't even care how many people actually like my works or like my Instagram there. I just put everything there, okay? That I find quite important for me to share only, right? But the quality of the works that I've done is basically, for me, is good for the new people that are good to learn to develop. But I don't care how many people. I don't chase for those fame. I don't chase for the what we call that likes button or whatever it is, right? Because you don't have to live in the world that like buttons is important for you. Important is whether you can survive on your own without pretending who you are. Those are the things there. So be real there, right? Because I can put also those anime manga kind of style that if I want to chase for the fame, right? But I don't want to, right? I don't chase for that. I don't know, maybe later on if I felt that yes, I want to go for it, I can go for it there, right? Okay, guys, remember that. So be more original, which is you can actually push yourself further away from your skills there, right? So I would dare you guys, okay, add your kind of works in Instagram later on, your what you've learned there. Right? I used to be put everything that actually finished products, okay, for other people to see. But the problem is, where's the benefit on that? You want people to praise you. What do you get from that? Nothing. But if you can create a lot of followers there, right? I can see that okay, some people actually put this one right. I don't know ability drawings. This is native drawing. Well, all right. Okay. Um, see all these kind of drawings. Like this is illustrations there. This is what we call illustrations there. Right? Okay. This is what we call illustrations there. Right? Illustrations there. Right? A lot of reference or a lot of samples there. Other than that, okay, drawings there. Okay, I saw one of my, I follow one of the drawings there. Okay, one of the guy actually draw a very weird kind of portrait there. But this one is too professional off character design. But you guys can go through with it. Portraits. I think weird. I don't know, weird portrait, right? Check that already. This one. I don't know. I couldn't find it. But this is some of the social media. This is my guru there. Jalan Jawa Asam there. So he's a painter and also a lecturer there. Okay? This is also some of his paintings there, real paintings there. He's working with some abstract some photo collage, drawings, and more drawings there. Okay, more and more drawings there, right? So some of my works is influenced a lot also from him. Okay, it's around 50 plus there, right? And still drawings there. Okay. Right, the drawings there. Right? If you really want to explore, right, the styles of drawings, I would say, if you don't want to play with this kind of compositions, play a very naive compositions there. But you have to write. If I ask you guys, okay, where's your reference is? Who actually your guidance or your reference that made you want to draw like this? Can you actually give the examples there? Yeah, remember also one thing. When I told you guys I want to see your influence and your reference, I really meant that in your presentations. Don't just simply draw from your imaginations. Because you have to remember one thing, and remember all the times, your imagination sucks there. Your imagination sucks there. Don't rely on your imaginations. Okay? So we have been go through, and I did actually show you how it works. I'm not saying that you have to follow exactly what I do there, okay? But I'm showing you guys the way for you guys to develop from there. I don't see anything that actually resembling or connection between what I've learned. I didn't draw like this. I didn't show you guys to draw like this one there. Same goes to this tofu design. Okay. This one, I think, he just blow up from those the thumbnails. Alright, the uses of the brushes, the compositions, the characters. Oops, oops. Right, okay. Right, check back again. My videos which leave the comment from your design, your illustrations. Okay, video, all of it, right? Because I've already gave you the references. Right, PM me for further information. Good. There's a blur effects over here because of the sizes that he do there, right? If you check out the whole thing there, okay, they did the T to that again, Yongke. Then everyone is now nervous there. Why? Because of the stability, right? Some people actually have working before and to redo back again. This is only what we call that samples. So I would love to see that you actually learn to develop your kind of understanding from there. Especially right, okay, when it comes to develop your kind of understanding here, right? I want to make sure that you understand, you know whether you actually doing right or not. If you see any kind of difference, okay, this is his reference. Yongke there, right? Yongke, if you listen to me, okay, consider, okay, he just blow out all these kind of images back again from the thumbnails. He has the reference, but he doesn't do anything from there. Okay? If I can speak out directly from this one, okay? This design is more better than what he done there, right? Not appealing enough, right? Even thought that. So take serious on your developments there, guys, okay? For me, the thing that we saw from that particular kind of presentations is a beginning there. But as I actually have raised for you guys before, I want to see the lessons that I've taught you guys have been applied. If you can do better than what I've done, it's okay. All right, like Yong Weng Jun there, I think. If he tried hard enough to work with this kind of manga kind of style, but at least presentable stuff. The strokes, the line, yeah, right? I bet he's draw here from those reference, right? But we can see that there is a potential from there. All right, Kahuang, okay, you draw anime girls there, okay? Manga kind of girls. You should actually apply and also execute more better than this one by looking at your works here. I love to see a lot of anime girls also in your presentation, not your only, from your friends' presentation, right? If you really love anime very much. But for me it's quite frustrating if you don't actually push yourself from there. And the quality of the line that you produce here is not look the same. You understand what I mean there? Don't be naive, right? Okay, you have to draw something like this also for those characters, right? But the quality of line that we call that, this one look more like a. It's for me. This is more like a thumbnail there. Sketches only, rough sketches there, right? Not a finished product there. Right? And ask yourself back again, if you actually want to become a buyer for your product, right? For this product, right? Do you want to buy them? Do you really want to buy your own drawings? Ask them back again. Right? The standard that you have to apply is, if you actually draw this one, make sure that you also want to keep back here. For me, this kind of drawings, when you finish, you just throw away on the dustbin there. Right? It doesn't actually show any quality of the work that we have been going through before. If you work for take for granted, in week 14, I don't even going to talk like this anymore. I'm not going to consult or give some suggestions there. Whatever that you get, that's what you get, okay? You just get what you want there, okay? That you actually have been worked there. As simple as that. See the line over here? You draw over the strokes there, okay? I can do all this kind of thing in one day, right? I bet you guys also do it in one day there. 4 weeks, more than a month there, okay? I give this kind of assignments there. They can be prepared, okay? That which you need to prepare the characters before that. In week 7, 8. So there's no such thing that you have a lot of assignments to do. You can actually focus. All right, guys. You guys understand it, right? This one at least presentable. I know there is a few major kind of detail that we can work on that, like these colors there can be adjusted, but it's a good start there. I can see all the efforts there, right? I have to put a casa kind of works over here so you guys understand. Later on, there's someone actually complained, right? Mr. Fazal say redo, and redo on the complaint list there, okay? And he doesn't actually explain why. Check the video back again and check this video also why, right? Look like, right? You just copy and paste to new page to apply for this final assignment work, right? Quality look like rough sketch that I did not teach this way of working. Right? That's why I lazy now directly to write more directly. I love to talk more okay, rather than those write. Same goes to you, someone okay? And improvise there. Right? You know what I mean improvise? Huh? Improve, right? Those words there. Right? If you don't want to change the ideas there. We can do more better than that. Right? We can do more better than this. When you see, okay, between your design, your strawberry characters, and this one, which one will look more better, right? Kahwang, I want to hear your voice there, right? Be the man, you're a man, right?
Yes, sir.
Which one is better?
Yes, sir.
You don't have any camera.
No, I'm eating just now.
Hmm. So guys, okay, remember that. So be more professional when it comes to work, right? This is basically a session, right? Hopefully this session will grow your understanding more. We have to learn to develop those understanding there. The skill that you have to actually have been trained, you have to apply and develop slowly, but don't go back into the methods that you actually have been working on before you learn from it. Okay? Don't use the method that I didn't teach if the method is wrong. You want to do better, Dorothy? For what I've actually shown, this is one of it. This is one of it, okay? Young Wenjun is our class with it. Oh no. Which group is this? Young Wenjun. Because I believe that one guy that actually writing asking me a lot of those this one look like the same one. On YouTube. Rough sketches and also rough sketches and thumbnails almost the same. Almost the same there, right? Huh? Okay. Improvise the right. I always love to use improvise your line proportions and design of your characters there, right? To make more interesting for your presentations. Hey guys, the way you get so serious there, smiles a bit there. Right. Denzang, you want me to look at your work then? Huh? You know what to do right now there, right? You guys know what to do right now there, right? Right. So I know I said Chasey, right? If you want my comment, there's a lot of things that we can improve from there, right? Okay? But you say because you actually apply the things that I actually have taught already. But in terms of perspective, in terms of the flexibilities, the dynamic of your design, in terms of the color combinations also can be improved from there. Don't feel that you in the comfort zone there, right? Okay? All the times there. Right. If you want to grow, make sure you can critique your own works first. Don't let me or other people critique your own works there. If you can see your mistakes before other people's, you will grow more better there, right? Remember that. I've learned from that. But it doesn't mean that we cannot actually defend our works. All right? You want to make sure that your works is acceptable to others. Simple. Reference, try to study them, and try to make more better than this one. But need a lot of practice, huh? Right? You saw something that you like, the style that you like, practice them back again. Try to find some of the way that actually you can execute them, that based on what you actually have learned, understand, and develop on your own way there, okay? And do more from there. That's why our exercise, our assignments, there is a few kind of process that I have to show you guys. You have to follow them, okay? Otherwise, you won't be able to learn from there. I've seen a lot of people who doesn't grow, not you guys there. Previously, my colleagues, my friends, my student, ex-student, right, who doesn't grow because they don't actually accept it. Okay? They don't actually try to accept their mistakes, especially when they develop those designs. I actually have when we actually when I actually study there's a group of people actually because I always spend my time at the studio until late night but a few of the us we also have around 40 I think around 30 or 40 kind of plus in our studios there but normally only less than 10 people are actually going to spend times at the studios there. Why? Because maybe because of the space, maybe they don't like to work with in the studios. They love to work it outside or in their rooms in their hostel there, right? But I spend my times, okay, only boys lah at the time there, okay. Girls stay at the house there, okay, at their rooms there. So even though we have mixed together there, okay, in the daytime, but night times for my time basically again, only boys actually spend the time there, okay, on the studio set. So we have also all these kind of commentations, critic sessions among ourselves there. Okay, so the way that I will actually improve myself because there's a few kind of people will actually critique your works there. Some people critique your work because they're jealous of you. Because you actually really hard works working there. Some people have a genuine kind of opinion there. You have to understand that who actually and how actually they actually commend your works there. And you also have to be open up your mind to see your mistakes there. If you can't see those mistakes, you won't be able to move on and develop your kind of your learning experience are going to be in that level only. Not going to be that the graph. The graph that a dead people there. You learn the tools, right? I bet most of you guys can remember more than me all the tools in Photoshop right now, right? I don't even dare to remember the whole tools there, right? But you can see the quality of the work that I produce based on what I've shown you guys is beyond this one there, right? That you saw this now. Okay, that's what we call experience. But I share my experience right now to you guys to make sure that you understand how it works there. I already say to you guys, okay, the journey is not that going to be beautiful all the times. People will not accept you all the times there. You have to learn to accept that everyone have their own kind of what we call that not perfect in those things, right? I'm not actually perfect there, right? In every way. But I try to be presentable. Remember, there's no such thing as a perfect work. But is it presentable or not? Remember the words there. Don't chase for the perfections there. You won't be able to get it. But look for something that can presentable in the right way. Yes, I really grateful. Some of us have finished and complete the works there, right? Okay. Even though you Kahuang there, right? Almost complete. Almost complete there, right? But are you sure? Ask yourself again, you want to use this one? You want to show this kind of work to your friends later on? Or you have to put those Instagram, okay? I don't think so, right? And who's want to buy this one? Okay, Zillion, right? I know your level of skills. Yeah, I have to talk to you guys, open up, okay, professionally. This is your last times. This is your last semesters, hopefully, okay? You join us there, right? Do something that you also want to buy back again your work there. Okay, design something that you also would appreciate them, not because of the marks there. Because if you just design something just for the marks, pass only okay can, right? It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You spend the times over here. Yeah, right. You personal message me all the night there, okay? All that, right? Right. Right. You make the efforts to came to the class directly, but you just got C minus. Remember that. Okay. It's not worth it to get C minus for my classes for that kind of work. Remember, everyone there, okay? I meant everyone there, okay? The whole batch, right? In this 2020 there, okay? May or June 2020. Right. May intake there, right? Or September intake, May intake right now. Yeah? It's not worth it that you want to get C minus in my classes there. Think about that. Everyone actually, okay, at least can get B. I'm saying there right now. But if you not put your own efforts there, right, you get C minus. Oh, it's quite a shame. For me, it's a disgrace. Why? Because we are not actually drawing a perfect drawings there, right? I'm not actually looking for the perfect drawings there. I'm looking for the unique way to present your work there. Okay, Kawang there, right? You really love Bucket, right? I really love Bucket, right? Yeah, because I fascinate with the way that they portray those words there. See, you see Bucket, right? What are the simple kind of styles there? Everyone can do it the same thing using those characters that you draw, like strawberry there, okay? The styles that they use. Everyone can draw like this one. See the way they portray the key? So funny, but I never actually laugh at it. Maybe because I'm too old there, okay, to appreciate basically the joke. Sometimes I can, okay, depending on the time that I have. Normally I will appreciate more on the visuals there. Visuals that itself. A simple visuals, but presentables. Presentables, not perfect drawings there. But we can see these characters right there is the same. Whether they actually try to portray these characters in different kind of expressions, we still can relate it to the same characters there. Right. Study back again, guys, okay? Everyone have one precious brain. Use them wisely. Don't just draw like someone who actually have a wanky kind of hit right there. Just draw. Yeah, I have a few of my friends also before. They taking this kind of marijuana, this kind of what you call that kind of stuff there, right? Okay. Are they taking that already? They thought that by taking that kind of things, they can actually progress more, do more kind of work there. Bullshit there, right? Okay. Bullshit there, right? I never take all these kind of toxic drugs there, okay? But you see my works look like a wanky kind of people there, right? But I'm taking those kind of drugs there, right? Right. No, right? Because why? This is not I'm saying that because I have one of my clique before. When she saw my drawings there, she's a Chinese there, but not my girlfriend. Okay, not my girlfriend. Okay? He's my friend, okay? When she saw my works before, okay, she said to me, "Hey, Faisal, right? you take any drugs off. Why? Because when I see your works that you like taking that kind of things there. No, 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 no. I'm not taking all this stuff. Right? I'm not smoking, so I'm not taking any alcohol. I'm not do this kind of thing. I just draw directly. Whatever that I feel, that I can imagine directly, and I produce, but I do some research with body. That's all. Right. So you don't need all those kind of stuff there to become creative there. You just have to have your own kind of zone. I believe everyone have, even though, right, like this girl, okay, Jingyi, okay, working with her dad, always all in the background there, okay, right, doing some sexy stuff there, right. But if you put your phones right here, listen to the music that you want, you in your own zone, you can do whatever that you want from it. You can do any kind of creation there, right. Sometimes when people or your mom or your dad yelling at you, ask you to do some chores or so, you cannot listen because why? You actually focus on what you want there. Right. Hey, I also have a lot of monsters outside there, okay? Little kind of monsters, okay? Who actually always running around or whatever, okay? But I can create my own zone also on my own there. And of course, I have to yell sometime, right? Okay, all this kind of thing that get to them. But we still can be in our zone there, okay? Those are the things that you have to remember there, right? Don't put into your own zone just playing games. Waste of time. If you just want to play game because you want to study more, do some reference research, and then you go back into your works, yes, you can. Okay. Listen to the right music also lah. I don't know. I don't know whether J-pop, K-pop, Blackpink is quite suitable kind of music for imagine something wild. That I don't know that. For me, if I'm listen to all this kind of, because my kids these two kind of eldest daughters also love to listen all this kind of Korean kind of music, right? When I listen to them, I think all the pretty girls only there, right? Those are the things I can as a man can imagine that. But I will listen to something that actually can bring up back in my spirit that this is for me there. Even though some instrumental kind of music that I actually can be on my own zone, sometimes I'm going to listen to drum and bass. I can listen to the heavy metals there, but based on the lyrics also, all this kind of good kind of tune musics, orchestra maybe right, depending there, okay. But I love Kitaro Yanni very much there, okay. Before this, some of the more like deep soul kind of music sometimes, depending on the mood there, okay. But I listen a lot of music when I actually create them before. Right? Those are the things there. So sometimes when I actually listen to the music, I always imagine what I want to do. That's how actually I create all these kind of works. Right? It's all based on our personal kind of interpretations there. So if you want to design something that more truthful from your heart and your mind, you have to feel what you want to do. Right? If you love anime very much, okay, all these manga kind of girls that go ahead, push yourself further from there. Don't stop there, right? Don't stop there, right? Become a professional expert by drawing anime girls. For me, it's okay. You can become an expert from there and push yourself further from there. Why? Try to bring all the connections there, okay? Whatever artworks or presentations or subject that you will be into, even though typographies, for example, okay, if you guys learn typography later on, you will also apply this anime, manga kind of subject matters is a part of those typography kind of anatomies. People will find you a little bit more like I don't know, like jerk or something else there. It's okay. It's okay to be weird, okay? As a designer, as a multimedia designer. It's okay to be weird. You don't have to be weird by the look and feels of your presence. The minded has to be weird a bit in order to develop your creative side there, right? Okay, that's how it grows there, right? If you ask, creative cannot be taught, can be developed. Everyone creative there, right? See the girls there who eating the flowers here? I never saw her face there, right? Eating the flowers there, right? Okay? Yeah. Chun Huan there, I can see Chun Huan. Right? Zekit also there, right? This is a good kind of photography there. Alright guys, remember that. So, any questions? Kahwang there, are you okay?
Yes, I okay. So
Huh? Are you sure? Don't kill yourself, huh? Because of this one there, right?
yes, yes. I don't know English actually.
Ah, hey, talk English as a Malaysian English lah, right? Don't be afraid there, okay? As long as you understand, you understand what I'm saying there, right?
A few actually.
Yeah,
A little actually. A little.
a little. What do you mean there? It's important, it's really important for you to understand, right? Okay? But do you understand what I mean right now?
I don't know.
Huh? Okay, if you don't know, you redo back again all your works there, right? Okay? Especially on your assignment 3. Understand, right? I have to record them, right? Okay?
Okay, okay.
Understand that, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so redo that again. Otherwise, right, you know how much marks I can give from here? Simple as that, like this one. 20%, right? For the whole marks, I can give 5. Right? Just for the efforts, not commitment there. Everyone can finish the works easily there, okay? But the quality has to be also part of those presentations there. You lazy enough to do the works, normally simple for me, right? I will also use my laziness to give a mark there. I know 5% for this kind of works is 5%. Then I go back again to see the chronology of your works from the first week. Simple, the way that I'm actually going to be what we call that, evaluate your works. Don't ask me about the some student. Okay, there's a few student back in the day. Okay, they try to be smart lah. Okay, so can I see the rubrics of the works there? I ask simple. Say why? Because I want to know how actually going to do. Okay, see the works back again. When I see his works, okay, my rubrics is simple. There, you produce this kind of works, you fail. Simple as that, right? Okay, you want to pass? How I say you want to pass? You follow exactly what I teach. I will teach you guys, okay, how it works there, right? And I didn't actually teach you guys to draw as details, as a complex as what I used to draw for my own professional works. I told you guys, I train you guys to develop based on the fundamental kind of works there first. Fundamental kind of works there. Basically, is the earlier kind of stage. It's a matter of how actually we open up our mind to change, that's all. Because I teach a lot of people before this, right? I know basically the feelings of the young people right now. You will find yourself quite shocked, okay? Why and why and why? This is all the questions then. What I'm doing wrong then? Why am I wrong, okay? Remember one thing, if you put ego on top, above me, you have to remember one thing only, right? Why I'm here, still teaching you guys, and being hired and paid to teach you guys there. I'm not teaching you guys free, no. Right? I've been paid by the college, but the lessons that that I actually have been giving you guys is more than what you pay. More than what you pay. Remember that. More than what you pay when I actually give my kind of advice, experience, demonstration there. Remember that. If for most of the occasions there, okay, people will basically, when they want to learn about drawing in 3 days, they have to pay a certain kind of fees. Sometimes 800s, 500s for one sessions. Remember that. I give you guys, okay, more than what you should deserve there, okay, based on the professional kind of opinions there. Remember that. But learn from time to time. Don't just push it back, okay? But the thing that I saw, the one that you produce for some of you guys is more better than the one that you actually been working on there, okay? That's why I want you guys to change. Before basically I stop my mouth, zip my mouth to talk about all this stuff, make some changes on yourself. You know what you've been doing there, right? By right, for these sessions, when I saw that, okay, only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right here, kind of people only to draw that way. Even though this design I've seen before, but I don't want to see all this kind of words there. I don't have time to see it, okay? Take off the text. Focus more on the visuals, artwork, and refine the usage of color. Combinations. In your design. Zhang Huixuan there. Is it in our groups? Huixuan? No. No one. Okay. Later on, okay, everyone afraid to show me the works there, right? Okay, show the works there. Right. It's a normal thing, guys. Okay. This is one of the things that I don't have time to read. Okay. I don't have time to read there, right? So this one I have outline, that one doesn't have any outline there. There's a borderline also over here. Huixuan there, right? Okay, Chong Huixuan, right? Improve more on your presentations, improve more on your color combinations there, and improve more on your design, those characters, okay? If you actually copy these characters from other people's, make sure you redesign them back, redo them back, redevelop them back. I think I've saw this kind of character before. Okay. Who else there? This is Tai Sun Yang. Tai Sun Yang there. What is this? Oh, the presentations there. This one presentation from week 1 presentation right now. It's a good start there. It's a good start. It's a good start for the exercise. This one doesn't look right, okay, but can be improved hopefully. So, anything you want to share with me? What do you feel there, right? Come on, guys. Anything you want to share with me? Want to talk to me about it? Ask me. Don't be afraid. Hey, I'm actually cannot actually reach you, cannot reach you here. Right? I cannot reach you, right? Okay. I just can reach my screen there to what we call that, to touch. All right, Zhang kind of knows that, right? But you cannot feel that, right? You cannot feel that, right? I want to call Jingyi, okay? Hi, uncle, there, right? Hi, uncle, there, right? I can't, right? Okay, So you didn't have to be quite nervous, okay, when you talk to me there. What do you feel there, guys, after all these sessions that we have? You want to learn more? There's more for us to learn, you know. But we have to go one step at a time, there, right? What do you think about the illustration classes? I want to hear from you guys. I want to hear from you guys right now. There's no one here in my room. You can talk to me there, right? Tell me. You don't like me? Right. Yes, a lot of improvement there. Renette, what do you see from here? Basically, what do you expect, okay, when it comes to illustration classes there? What do you expect that when you first time actually enter the class? What basically you guys expect, right? The drawings, yes. Do you expect that we actually going to do this kind of drawings? Concept art. It's too early, you know. Too early for the concept art there. Maybe next semester there. Right. Maybe they're right, okay. But concept art basically is based on the productions kind of design there, okay, that apply for games, animations, and movies. Okay, but in the early stage, you have to understand the fundamentals first. If you know how to design and draw, you can develop your own kind of ideas of designing the sceneries of that games or movies on your own there. So you have to have this kind of imaginations there. All right, that's a concept art there, okay, that I actually understand. Right. Concept art is a wide range of illustrations there. Either you want to use for movie, all right, like I said just now, games design, or animations. Okay, but right now we focus more on the fundamentals there, because not everyone basically can produce concept art if the drawing skills is weak, right? Is weak. Okay, Zigit? Understand that, right? More like studying how to illustration works. More like studying how illustrations work there. Did you actually learn from here? Gilbert? Yes, but applying is hard. Oh. Without practice there again, though, right? Okay, Zikit, right? Because you actually raised them, is good. And I see your works there. Fong Zikit. Where's Fong Zikit there? Fong Zikit. Others see Fong Zikit. Is it there? Fong Zikit. Okay. Zikit, where is it? Your works there, right?
Oh, I haven't submit yet.
Which part? Which assignments? Which exercise there?
The second one.
Huh?
The second one.
The first one,
Second.
the second one, and also the third one, lah, right?
Yeah.
How about the first one there, right?
First one I submit already.
Phone sikit there, right? Okay, sorry. Okay, we check a look the illustration, right? The character design there first. Okay, if you want to learn and proceed yourself into concept art, improve your drawing skills there first. Thing. Okay. Okay, if we take a look at this one there. Concept art drawing for animations. Okay, this is one of it. This is not tracing from other people's works, you know. This is purely imaginations. Landscape concept art for some of the sceneries for the movie there, okay? This is from Final Fantasy only 12, 13 art galleries. Okay? Drawings there first. We talk about drawing there first. This is the concept art of the character design for the Little Mermaid there. Drawings, illustrations there, right? You see that? Drawings back again. The fundamentals there. Concept art for the character design there, okay? Based from one of the movies, I don't know, I can't remember directly. This is from the Disney there, okay? This is from also Disney Star Wars there, okay? Animated series. You see this drawing and your drawings, where you want to go from there. This is a concept compositions. Thumbnail sketch for the one of the scenes, okay? For, I don't know, okay? I think it's a role-playing games there, right? Okay? But you see there, right? Okay, the works there. Hopefully we can explore a little bit more further next semesters in digital illustrations there. But I want you guys to practice this semesters there. This is concept design, concept art for a prop design. Okay. I did show you guys also one of the few examples how it works there, right? But you have to explore from there. Okay. By looking at your works here, you have to improve a lot on your drawing skills, especially human anatomies there. People who actually have designed all the concept drawing for animations, proportion also doesn't look right. They actually came from art schools there. They learn fundamentals of drawings there, of drawings and illustration at the same time. And they do a tons of load of work, which is whatever that you have been produced this semesters, not more than 10%. If you think that you have done a lot of work for this semesters, look back again to your works here. Is it actually enough? The line also, the proportion also doesn't look right. I did actually show you guys a lot on my videos there before this, how basically I've done the works and how actually you want to get those kind of understanding there in every single works there, right? Have you guys follows them? Can you understand them, right? If you cannot understand, like Kahuang, the words that I say, learn from your eyes, use your mind to think, and develop using your hands. Understand that. You don't need my kind of explanations there to understand what we're supposed to do. Because why? Because before this, I have a deaf people there who cannot hear, but they can actually understand what I'm saying by I'm showing them. Show them. Draw. We working in visual language, you know, understand that, right? Visual communications, not verbal communications there. Okay? If you love that kind of ideas of learning illustration, there are all these kind of things. This is the fundamentals, the stuff that you have to master first. Okay? Then next semester we can talk all this kind of big stuff that you think that you want to do. First of it is the digital caricatures there. Those are the things that I always plan for the students there. You can turn over your face into cartoon in the right way, blend it out using those colors, static, and shades in the right way. Then we can talk more on the designing back again the characters. We might going to do the same kind of, not assignments, routine of exercise, but more details there. If you don't train yourself from whatever that we have been go through right here on my lessons, tracing, shadings, okay, lighting effects, whatever that you have go through with me there, okay, if you don't train back again, you will give yourself the same kind of excuses back again. Sir, is teaching a illustration next semester? I don't know. We forgot to mark our attendance for yesterday. Don't worry about lecturing class. It's not actually quite important here because it's a big kind of huge crowd there, I think. But the numbers is big there. It's hard for us to trace who actually didn't came for the real practical class there for this stage lah. Okay, for this stage, no worries there, right? But practical class is really important there. From week 13 or from week 11 until week 14. To make sure who actually didn't come to class there, right? Then don't worry about that attendance there, right? Yes, but applying is hard. Okay, we don't have yes, of course. I don't know there, right? Okay? You think I'm eligible enough to teach you guys next semester? Do you think that, right? That I actually eligible enough to teach you guys next semester then? Do you think? Do you thought or you think that you feel? Right. Why? Why there, right? Now actually I actually right have to interview or you guys can interview me there. Okay? Why basically? Harsh there, right? You have to hustle a little bit more, right? Okay? In order to work more harder there, right? Those are the things. Okay? So that's why basically you have to understand what you want there, what you need there, right? Not only what you want, what you need there. Right. Because I actually give the thing that I love to do, that I love to do that. Not that you wanted to do. I give something that I love to do, okay, for my own professional kind of terms that works there, right? That I produce. But I try to tweak a little bit, compile a little bit, that hopefully can give a benefit for the newcomers there. Like Zuyun, I always have to tease her directly because this is one of the seniors there. I don't know whether she actually have gained those benefits or not. Right? Hopefully that she has. Because it's very hard if you don't actually not learn to open up your mind to change, to see the difference kind of perspective of the works there. It's really hard there. I'm not saying it's going to be easier, okay? Did I actually told you guys there's a few kind of your seniors before this who actually really have a hard time that to develop their skills there. I would say that they came to me almost every week for extra times. I think last few years there. And when I actually have the session with them directly, one or two of them is actually crying there. Not because I'm yelling at them, because when I ask them to change the way they draw everything, okay, they really find a hard way there, okay. They actually cannot actually get it right. I did bring them also to the libraries to see all the works and give them more extra exercise from there. They cry, because they cannot do, they cannot understand it. But what basically I true respect of this kind of person because they really keen want to learn. They really keen want to learn there, okay. I don't actually have that kind of feeling on myself lah, because when I actually enter this kind of studies, these courses there, because I know what I really want. Because I never know anything else at the times that I want to do right. Other than I love eating some of the good food there, okay? But I rarely want to cook. Rarely there, okay? But I love eating. But I thought if I cannot become designers or animators or artists there, okay? Maybe I'm going to jump over to the hotel and catering, right? Because I love food there, okay? But the destiny put me in these courses. There is a reason there. And this is also my reasons there, right? That's why this is the reason I'm going to be here right now. I don't know in the futures what happens there, right? But these moments, this is why I'm actually in your face here. Okay? That's the things there, right? So make sure you know and you understand why you're here. Right? For some of the girls, if you can things that you can actually put yourself in the positions to promote yourself outside there in a more better way, go for it there, right? Make it this is a part of the journeys to experience some of the things that you guys learn to get the certificate at the same time, diverse your kind of potentials. I'm also doing the same things at this age. Okay? Don't waste your time there. Alright, but you can actually lay a bit relaxed lah, right? Okay, don't push anything serious, right? Okay, to do everything, okay, and then you get headache, okay. But I actually have that kind of situation before. All works, okay. Think about all the works there, right? Okay, and end up go to the hospitals a few years back. Right, like one of my friend, Mr. Fauzi, okay. I don't know whether when you know him, okay. He actually admit to the hospital a few days, okay, because of hard works there, right? No rest there, okay? No rest, no family maybe there, okay? No kind of that responsibility maybe there, okay? So he push himself for more on the works there, do some conferences, come talk or go to online courses there, right? Okay? No rest, admit to hospital there, luckily, okay? Like me lah, right? So luckily there is no kind of what we call that complications from there, right? Okay, so take care of yourself more, right? Okay? Enjoy yourself more, like watch some movies, right? Okay? Anybody actually have watched Tenet before? No. I'm planning to watch that, okay? Maybe later, okay? This weekend, okay? So those are the things, right? But I think those movies you have to watch on your own, right? Okay? Don't watch with your friends, okay? Because some people won't be able to appreciate that, right? But I just want to see the way they actually, right? Christopher Nolan are going to be got to construct basically the storyline, the effect, the visual effects, the scenes. But this is good for you guys as a multimedia students there, right? To see the compositions, right? Okay, everything, right? Okay? Don't see things when you actually study multimedia, right? Okay? Even though you don't learn the video making yet, right? Okay? But you can actually, when you watch some movies, watch some of the things that you can actually relate it to multimedia. Okay, the directions, right? Okay, the locations, the acting, the design itself, the cinematographies. Okay, learn from there. Right. I'm not saying that Korean movie is not good because I saw one of the drama. Okay, what is it? Name called the familiar wife. You saw that in the channels there. I saw one of the drama familiar wife there. Right? It's quite okay lah. One of it because I like to see the actress there. Right? The actress. I like to see that actress also at the same time. But the storylines, the way that he portrayed the quality of the montage is quite nice. Right? Maybe for the lame kind of drama like that, right? Okay? Because there's a time machines, right? The stories, the plot, basically quite twisted a bit. It's a drama lah. I think in TV3 now, actually around 10 o'clock, okay? 10 p.m. there. Yeah. But I rarely actually watch basically the drama for the research lah, right? I saw that movie, I saw the drama only for my leisure time, right? My kids and so my mom, right? But I saw it's quite okay lah, right? The drama, but I didn't actually follow exactly. But I saw quite nice that the plot, the cinematography is there, the storyline, quite okay, quite good. So up to you guys, okay, to lay down a little bit, to lay it, okay, how we're going to do that, okay. But when it comes to works, present it well. That basically your dignity there. All right, this is our dignity. The works actually portray our dignity there, okay. Those are the things there. Whatever that we do, how actually we act, right? Don't care about it, okay? All right, guys. Thank you very much. Okay, for your presence over here. Right. Thank you also for made up today. Right. Wait up. Let me check there. Everyone here, right? Except Mehui. All right. Hopefully. So thank you very much again, and hopefully you guys